Oh yeah, there he is. Hold on. What's going on, Navon? What's going on, Vaughn?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. Nice to see you. So we about to
Yeah.
start. Let's get
Hmm.
it. Welcome back.
All
Welcome
right.
back. Welcome back to Nothing But
Answers.
the place to come to get all the answers you need. We have all the answers. Don't go anywhere else. You don't got to go to a dictionary, an almanac, CNN, Fox News. Why go there? Go here. We got it. Believe us. Don't fact check us either, because we're always right. Just don't fact check us, right?
Please don't fact
So,
check.
Okay.
so tonight we have a couple of special guest co-hosts, but we'll get to it. So let's first introduce the cast. Ruth, how are you doing?
Hello, everybody. Thanks for asking. Ruth is doing well. Good week, hot week, but it's to be expected. We're in August, and Leo's in the house. Leo season, so I'm hyped. And yeah,
Okay.
you asked.
And we'll go to Shamika. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for asking. Long week. I agree with the heat as well. So, but we made it. It's Friday.
Right.
What can I
We're
say?
here. We're here. We definitely needed some male energy on the panel. So I reached out and connected with some fellow testosterone so I can stop being dog pile me sometimes. So, two of us is all we need to get off them hyenas. Get off me. That's what I said. Get off me. What's up, Vaughn? How are you doing?
Good, man. I'm good. What's going on? How y'all doing?
Hi,
How
how
was
are
that
you?
week?
Hi. Hello.
See, we're
Good.
talking. Stop trying to. Can we talk? You guys can't let us talk without
Oh,
joining
he
in.
gonna
How
show
was your
up
week?
today.
I,
Yeah. Yeah, brother. The week has been good. It's been pretty good. My son turned 22 yesterday.
Oh, congrats.
Um.
Congrats.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's been a good week. It's just hot.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
It's just hot.
Yeah.
I don't
But yeah, man. They've
remember
been
it being.
dogpiling on you.
Say again.
They've been dogpiling on you over
Oh
here.
yeah, they try to get on me, but I'll be fighting them up and get off me. But that now it's easy. Now I got tagged. Somebody back me up. You
I
heard?
got you, bro.
Wow.
Lee
Wow.
Little.
Yeah, I got
What's good with you,
here
Leanne?
we go.
you. You said it was good.
No, Leanne.
Yes,
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good.
You definitely powered down. So we're gonna go right by her. We're gonna keep it moving. I can tell she had a good week. So, anything this week? Anybody want to talk about anything that was hot topic, anything like that before we jump into this?
How were you first? How was your week?
Oh, week was awesome. I made it through. It flew by again. Very excited to be back here, especially because we got the other tag team male
We can
testosterone here to get busy. So I am very excited about today's show. You understand me? You heard. So, but it was a good week. Like I said, this heat is definitely different for me from here. Like it was 101. Like it felt like 101 one day. That's insane. It was really hot, but we made it through. We're here. So back to it. Thank you for asking, Ruth. So anything this week, anything anybody want to talk about before we jump into it? Okay. No. All right. Great. So you guys paid attention
It
during
seemed like trouble.
the week. It seemed like you guys paid attention during the week. Well, let's get right into it. So what we're going to do today, we got some videos. We're going to just give our comments, thoughts on what we see. Most of the time, we're not going to say who's wrong in the video, but I'm not going to say who. But we'll figure it out as we get there. Leanne, let's jump into it. What do you have for us? It's going to be very interesting. What are you laughing at? Listen, this is serious. I don't know what she's laughing at, okay? Can we hold it together? This is serious.
Pardon my laughter.
Okay, here we go.
I once had a
There we go.
niece on her 18th birthday. She said, maturing is realizing you don't need a man. Later that night, two robbers broke into the house and threatened to kidnap her. That's when she screamed and pleaded for her father and I to come save her. That's when we took off our hat and showed that we were actually the robbers.
Oh my God.
But my niece learned a very big lesson that night. Now she hasn't spoken to us since then, but a lot of that is because I think she's just too embarrassed to admit she was wrong. Lady, this is for y'all. This is Alpha King rule number 344. Women don't need a man, but statistics have shown if they don't have one, they become bitter, overweight, and
God damn.
they're more likely to be kidnapped.
Take it.
I once had a niece.
Wow.
What?
Hey, she threw us right into the deep end. So let's talk about this. Any truth to this? What do you guys feel? Anybody can go.
Yeah, women. Yes, it's a balance. Y'all need us. We need you. Stop
Right.
playing games. That's it.
Right. That's it. Neil, oh, you laughed at him. You're going to laugh in the man's face, huh? Okay, well what we got?
They
Then?
can
You
laugh.
laughing? What you got?
They can laugh.
I agree
I like
with
that.
Vaughn. I agree with that first statement, the opening statement, but that video is whack. I mean, if
What was
she's
whack
going
about
to
it? Tell
gain,
me
first
more.
of all, if she's going to gain weight, they can't kidnap her so easily. She good.
They probably don't want her if she's fat.
Oh
But
my
go ahead.
God.
Nobody's kidnapped. No, they might not
She
want her. So go
good.
ahead.
She good. So that was just exaggerated. Of course,
No.
women need men on some level. Men need women on some level.
No, what he said, I think what he's saying is that, like I said, if in that instance, when you're in the foxhole, you're going to call out for what you need. She called out to her father and brother for help. So, like you said, we do need each other for certain things, right? We do. And if the statistics are saying that, then they're saying it. I don't know if that was true. I have nothing to even say where he got that from. I don't know where he said where he, I don't know. But I think what Vaughn said makes sense. We both need each other. What you got, Shamika?
Okay, like she said, the video was just wrong on so many levels. They were wrong for that, but
Why? Why were they wrong?
I do agree. I agree. Like we need each other on certain levels. Like right now, I'm in a state where I'm single. Do I need a man to empty my trash? No, I get it out every week just fine. But would I prefer to have someone else empty it? Yes.
Absolutely.
On those levels where I need to be felt, made to feel safe and like protected, then yeah, I feel like you need a man for that. Like, I'm a daddy's girl too. So my dad was very heavy in my life and kind of showed that he and my mother have been married a long time. So I've seen this kind of play out as far as the balance, but I think it's a give and a take with both. So.
I do think so too. Leanne, what do you think? Is this video was it crazy to you too, or what do you think?
Yeah, it was crazy. And I listen, all of this, do you need? Absolutely not. Do you want? Sure. Would you
Let's talk
prefer
about
it? Absolutely.
Let's talk about it.
But you don't need me unless it's something that I want to do, which then I want to have somebody in my life, or I want to partake in a relationship, which is not always the truth.
Every now and
Very
again,
rare.
right? Lee?
Exactly. Very rare.
And that's, I think, where the conversation really has to be at. That I don't think only thing we need to do is breathe and eat and drink water. But other than that, it's, do you want someone else around? Do you want to be, and that's what it is. Do you want to? And we all do it on our own, right? Everything we can do on our own. We find a way to eat. We find a way to clean. We find whatever we find a way to do it on our own. Would we like to share it with someone? Most people would. Some people not, but most people would want to share their time with someone. And with all the advances we have, even as for protection, women they have ADT. They can call the police. It's kind of a little different, but still, if someone breaks in the house, you may still want someone, especially if you're really little. I know there's some really little people out there, and they may need to be protected. I'm not
Yeah.
Don't come from
Unbelievable.
Don't come from
Some
me.
little people
Don't
have
do
really
that.
big weapons.
Don't do that. Right,
Hey,
right.
Leanne, you're not the littlest person on the panel. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay, cool.
No, he didn't.
But you gotta get
You
to that
hear
weapon.
But
Not if you
right.
sleeping with it.
You gotta
So
get to that
we have
weapon.
to be honest about certain things. There are some things where if someone comes in the house, a man is usually stronger, right? Stronger, bigger, faster. So that is the person you would want to fight
Meaner.
for you. Now, Leanne is different. Leanne is
Again, we're
different.
saying want, not need.
Thank you.
Sure, I would want a man there.
No, you need it because
Let
you
me
get
ask you
knocked
a
I
out
don't
question.
need
easy.
it.
No,
You need
Let
it.
me ask
I don't need it. I want it.
No, you need it because
I
protection
don't
is what
need it.
you need.
It's not what I
Well,
need.
nah,
Get out of here.
that's what it is. Honestly, everybody has adapted to a new culture, a new mindset of value of one. Remember when we were little? When we were little, and you're in the army. Be in the army, be all you can be. And now it's join the army, be an army of one. We got this isolated idealism and mentality that
Right.
we can do everything on our own. And y'all out here struggling, getting y'all ass kicked. Men out here struggling, getting their ass kicked
Right.
because that balance ain't there no more.
Mhm.
We do need you. And you keep saying want. Right. You might want a certain type, but you need a balance in your life. And without that balance, you're getting your ass kicked.
Right.
And nobody wants to face that.
that's true.
Look at the kids. How do the kids turn out? That tell you everything. How the kids turning out. So it ain't about a want. We need each other. So stop playing and go call Leroy.
I think what he's saying is true.
Okay, Neil.
I just think I agree with him. I think on both sides, Vaughn, people are afraid to admit that they need. So
Right.
if the male's not going to say he needs, she's not going to say it. She's going to say it's my choice. I want it, but I can do without it. So I think
sounds
both
petty.
people have to be vulnerable and say, I need you, you need me.
And
Or
that goes
somebody
back,
cannot be petty and just say, you know what? Even though you say you don't need me, I do need you. And then
and,
maybe the other person say it.
exactly what Daryl said. Somebody got to say that, but
Right.
you got to feel like you around the right type of person that's not going to make you regret saying that. And that
That's
again,
right.
True.
that again goes to women. Y'all hold the key to everything. Y'all got so many problems in y'all life because simple and plain, don't fuck the dude until he show you something. I can say fuck, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Too
Right.
late, Vaughn.
I
Too
get the
late.
button ready.
there you go. So if y'all stop, giving up the goods and make the dude actually learn you and love you, you wouldn't have the problems you have. If his mama didn't raise him right and then he fall into your hands, that's you ain't got to raise him, but you can at least show him this is what boundaries look like. But y'all don't do that. This whole culture has got women out here trying to act like men, and y'all not built like that. We kill. You got to think a man will look at an animal, he will kill it, wear its skin, and eat it. Like we a whole different type of psychopath when it comes to emotions. Y'all not like that, and y'all trying to be like that. You can't be.
I kind of disagree with that.
Get you no more, bro.
Fish out of water. Okay, Shamika, what you got?
So I kind of disagree with the fact that we're trying to be like that. I think a lot of women are in situations where they have to be like that because of disappointment, because of letdown, because of so many things. Like some of us, I'm not going to say all of us, I can't speak for the masses. I can only speak for myself. In situations where you're forced to kind of step into certain roles and do what you got to do, regardless, because you got to live. You know what I mean? Like life don't stop because you ain't got a man.
But what I say to that is that femininity is femininity. You don't have to, just because you're in a role, try to take on the role as a man would, right? You don't, just because you take out the trash, don't make you masculine, right? Just because you're doing that.
All right, I'm not saying take on masculine roles. I'm just saying you're
forced to be in roles because of the whatever, but you still could be in your feminine energy, right? You don't have to,
of course,
and try to be like some women. A lot of times will say, I had to be the man, because no, you didn't have to be. You could have did it in your femininity, right? You don't have to adopt that personality or that mentality that this is a man. That's not what you should do, right? Because stay in your femininity and do it that in your femininity.
Do we not have both?
No,
Go ahead, Leanne. What were you saying?
But do we not have both? Do everyone not have feminine and masculine energy?
I think you're on point, but I think when women say that, what I hear is they're adopting a male type of persona. I feel like, right? When they say that we're both, or I had to be mom and dad. Did you?
you know how.
Go ahead, Mom.
So the reason, and tell me if I'm wrong, and I'm gonna tell you flat. Like I have a daughter that I disagree with everything about. Like we just are complete opposites. And Daryl know me. And Daryl know me from. He know me from back,
Right.
way back. So when I say this, he could judge everything I'm saying. You have to do these things in these roles because you are with the man that didn't commit to you in a lifelong situation, but y'all created something lifelong. And then you got to deal with the repercussions of that. I was always taught the reason why dads are harder on daughters is because their problems come home. Boys' problems stay in the street. You see what I'm saying? So your problems come, women's problems come to their crib. And y'all allowing dudes into your crib or into your space. And they creating these lifelong problems with dudes that's not giving you lifelong commitments.
Okay.
So I don't know about anybody else, but I was married for 19 years and I just recently divorced almost 2 years ago.
Okay.
Did everything that a wife should do. And in the end, I was the one left out on the street. So I can't speak for anybody else, but what I will say is I was a single married woman for 19 years.
So, but what Vaughn is saying, and I don't know, and I'm not really trying to direct it directly to you, but no situations where there anything that you overlook when you look back, is where there are red flags that you're like, maybe he showed me who he was early, and I thought he would be different. I thought maybe things would turn out differently because maybe I thought more of him than he thought of himself. And then when it went left, it kind of was supposed to go left because it's who he was showing to be the whole time.
Well, I think a lot of our situation was we came into the situation with children. We had this Insta family, and then all of a sudden it's like we got to stay for the kids. And so as soon as the kids were older, it was like, all right, I got to be out. You know what I mean? Like my kids are adults now, so that's why I kind of was comfortable like leaving or getting out of the situation. But so I can't really speak for anybody else in the situation. Like when I got into my marriage, I got into it to stay in it forever. It didn't turn out that way. Now I find myself back out in this single like dating world after almost 20 years. It's crazy out here.
Wow.
It's insane out here. It is insane out here.
That's why Leanne goes on so many dates every week.
Let me.
Now you're lying.
What did
Can you please stop lying?
Straight up lying.
Can I ask you a question? Because you said, now that you're older, you said a couple of things. One, that now that y'all were the kids were older, y'all were good with being divorced. You got into it, and at some point y'all were staying together for the kids. So did you divorce after 19 years of a good 19 years, or did you divorce after 10 bad years? You know what I'm saying? And listen, I am. It
was about 12 bad years.
So 7 years in, at that 7-year itch, y'all everything went up. So y'all did a responsible thing for the children. So as I was saying before, whatever was going on in that 7 years, when y'all hit that 7-year mark, you saw what was going on. I don't know if you knew what type of dude he was, and you married him. You know what I'm saying? You married him. A lot of women, when they marry dudes, they kind of got a Build-A-Bear project, because even if the dude is a good dude, if he got something that's off, she tries to patch him up. You know what I'm saying? And the dudes don't really do that with women. So I don't know if that was your situation where you held everything together, or it was like, hey, do this. And then the moment came when y'all could be out, he was out. So for 12 years, he might have been on fuckboy shit. You know what I'm saying? I have no respect for men that get married, and I'm not saying about your man, I'm saying this about me in general, so you know who you're talking to.
Mhm.
A dude is married and he do like wild stuff. I don't even mess with him because if you disrespect your earth like that, I can't deal with you. Because if you do that to your home, what you gonna do to me?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't play those games.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But
I hear what she's saying. I hear what you're saying as well. That was a good sharing. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
I've been married 38 years.
Mhm.
Longer than some of y'all been alive. But anyway, but that 7-year itch that he speaks about, you know, we hit how many sevens now? And we had to, at that point, and each of those points, those stop points, stop and reassess our togetherness and make sure we were still in it for the right reasons, not for the kids, that, you know, the security, all of that. We had to go through all of that several times to keep reassessing this thing and get it where it needed to be.
that's what's up.
So we worked hard, and I'm sure you did as well. I'm sure.
Mhm.
But if both people aren't doing that, the
Mhm.
difference is both of us were fighting.
Right.
If both not, you could fight all day, and if the other
Mhm.
person ain't with you, it's a wrap.
It's a team effort, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yep. So we did the therapy. We did it all.
Yeah.
Now, for transparency, I'm not married.
Okay.
I couldn't do it, and I'm probably a lot older than y'all think, and I know I got the grades, but I'm way older than y'all think. I'm older than
Did you
that.
try it, Vaughn? You said you couldn't do it,
I
or you
couldn't
did.
do it. Well, no, what happened with me is I was running around doing music. I was doing all kind of stuff, and then when I had my daughter, I kind of settled in, and not that was my first like relationship, but that was the first time I ever lived with a woman. That was the first time I actually tried to build a family, and she had kids. So when you with a woman and she has kids, you can't play around because now the kids is affected, and it didn't work out. And I can't lie, like it didn't work out, and it messed me up because I didn't have any other plan. I didn't have a plan B, and we didn't get married. She didn't want to marry me, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it had to do with I was going to studios, I was going to show, I was running around, but I wasn't doing nothing. Now all of my boys, things slowed down.
Mm-hmm.
Long story short, it was a PTSD moment for me.
Wow.
And I got in another relationship not too long after that, and then found out that the girl wasn't mine. And so that was like two blows. By this time, I'm 35.
Mm-hmm.
35. And then after the last relationship I was attempted to be in was, I think, right before the pandemic. Yeah, before the pandemic. I was with a girl. We broke up. I had a daughter, and she passed. She lived a month, and she passed. After that, I was like, you know what? I'm just get a dog. I'm just get a dog. And it is not even. It's not even that relationships aren't good. It's the people that I chose, or the people that I met in my life. You know what I'm saying? When you bruised up, if you bruised up, you don't need to jump back out there because you're gonna run right back into another situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, nah, I'm not. And I don't drag baggage. I don't drag my baggage in anybody else's house. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna ask no other woman to deal with things, no woman to deal with things that I'm dealing with. So
Good sharing.
yeah, you know.
I hear you guys. Hey, Lan, what you got for us?
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Thanks for sharing, bro.
Yep.
So why can't we cheat too?
First of all, masculine women, if 20 women touch this cup, I could easily clean it off. But if 20 men dip their hand in it, the water is going to be nasty, and I don't want it anymore. That's why I can't cheat.
So why?
Okay, let's talk about this cup. This nasty cup.
Exactly.
Cup is nasty.
Exactly.
Let's talk about this nasty cup.
Wow.
Any truth? Meek, what you got? You want that nasty cup that Aaron put their hands in it?
I ain't got nothing.
Hey, yeah, you want that nasty cup? Ever put the hand in?
Oh my
It
god.
makes no sense. This makes zero
It makes
sense.
no sense. You must don't want. It makes all the sense in the world, Leanne. Stop it.
All right, explain it to me.
What I'm talking about? If you grab a cup on the outside, you can pass a cup around the room, and the
What
last
does
person
that
drink
have
out
to
of it,
do
fine.
with men and women cheating?
It has to do with you putting something in somebody and something being touched on the outside. It's very different.
Oh, now
But
I
you're
get
still
it.
putting your penis into something.
The penis is covered. There's
Not
nothing going
always.
inside
Like what?
you.
Not
Nothing
always.
going inside you.
Not by most of y'all.
Right?
Listen, this is women's guilt coming out.
Raw
Right?
and
They want to
nasty.
be honest.
Raw and nasty.
Let me ask you something. How many times you put your hands on something a day?
Who you
How many
asking?
times?
Anybody,
I'm asking
everybody on the panel. How many times you touch something a day?
How many times you touch something a day?
Countless.
Okay.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And how many times you put something in your mouth?
Countless. I mean, well, the E.
Countless, really? You got
The E?
what is going on over there?
Never mind.
The
Hey,
E.
that's
Ah,
The E. You know.
Listen, right. But something that this is good for me. I'm gonna do that. But you don't do it. It ain't nearly as much as you pick something up with your hand.
right.
Same thing.
True.
This is on the outside.
Or let's do this. If I take poison and throw it on your skin, most likely it won't bother you. It might be a little tingle. Now, if you take poison and ingest it, you're going to die. Know why? Because it's inside you, right? So again, if I'm shooting a whole bunch of stuff inside you, it's different than it being on your skin. Now, if they're shooting it on your skin all the time, then you might be safe. I don't know.
But that's a lame excuse for men to just get all these body counts. You still doing
I don't think it's an excuse, right? Because there's no excuse. But there is a difference, right? And I'm not saying it's an excuse to cheating. Cheating is wrong, right? We shouldn't be cheating at the end of the day. I just think he's making a point that it's kind of disgusting for women to get a lot of penises. I'm just saying.
Check
And not
your
for men.
mic.
But not for
It's too
men.
loud.
And not for men. Thank
Wait. It's different. It's different. One,
No.
man got to hunt. You just got to say yes. So if you just submit to everybody, what do we want you for? We got to hunt.
That is dumb.
I don't care.
It is dumb.
That's
But
true.
it's true.
That is true. Like men
So-
are usually the ones that pursue a woman, right? You usually are the ones that are going to say, "Hey, what's da-da-da-da," and a woman is going to say it, whether they accept your I don't know what it's a weird sound going on. But the woman is usually going to either going to accept it or deny it. Women are the gatekeepers to them, right?
No, we're not going to agree on this one. So let's.
So men mistake women.
No.
We're
just
not
grab you?
going to agree on this.
Okay, no. So how we're not going to agree? So when a man approaches you, he just grabs you like you're mine.
Oh,
That's how
I
it works?
didn't even hear what you said.
Again, I don't know what it is. It's crack. And I'm not sure why.
It's a
But-
feedback back into the mic. Somebody mic is too loud.
Because the
That's
mic
it.
don't even want to hear this nonsense.
Listen,
Nonsense.
Oh, there we go. It was
how's it nonsense?
Well, the part that's nonsense is that it's like men have that pass to get that body count, and women, you just
Women don't even want men that can't get women. Y'all don't even like dudes that can't get women. So stop it. You
And
are
most
not
time-
talking to that dude.
About?
Right?
most of the time, women
Wait, what?
I wanted to do without all them women. I don't know what you're talking about.
women usually pick the same men. Women pick the same men over and over again. All the women want the same men. They
What?
do, for the most part. Most men don't get buns. Again, this is how incels started. Most men don't get women. Women are the gatekeepers to the cookie.
Everything. Yeah.
Right? You guys say yes. We got to try. We're all trying to pitch woo at you. You just accept who you like.
Did he
And
just
you
say
like-
pitch woo?
Yes, he did.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, he
Yeah.
did.
Yo, y'all crazy.
Right. You heard right.
Yes. Listen, extensive
Sarah,
vocabulary.
you pitching Wolf?
Lexicon expensive. Extensive. So listen, but I'm saying, so men are the ones who approach women for the most part. Women are the ones who say yes. I mean, how can we not concede that point?
You can't just say no.
No, I'm saying that the woman could say no.
And that's the issue. Like, you go through, but what? You go through a few no's before you get to a yes, right? Right. Most
men
women
are used to rejection. Women are not, for the most part, because women don't get rejected because they're the ones who use the saying yes or no. We're the ones who are being used to getting rejected. I mean, I don't get much rejection because look at this face. I'm just saying, I know.
All right.
Okay.
I know.
There you go.
Wow.
There you go.
You must be a Leo.
I understand a lot of women choosing the same man. Like, it's a lot saying this, and there's some that get none.
Can I? So let me ask you something. I'm gonna ask y'all something, and y'all can look it up.
Hey, 1 second. Hey, Jay, how are you doing? Before we
good. So, I've seen something about this before, and it was pretty much saying like how if a woman, you're sleeping with multiple men, especially if it's unprotected, do you know that if a man releasing you, it does absorb into your bone, into your system. So it actually absorbs into your system. So all those people that you are accepting into you are actually becoming a part of you. And that's not really a good look. You can look it up. That's kind of, men don't, ain't nobody gonna want to really be with somebody like that if they don't love them. Like, they would have to again give that man something to really love about them.
I'm confused here. Are we talking about that it's okay for men to have a lot of partners, but it's not okay for women not to have a lot of partners?
No, what we're saying is different. It's a difference in.
That's all.
It's just a difference.
And why is it different?
It's wrong to have a lot of. Well, I mean, if you into a lot of partners, do you? You feel me? So we don't kink shame here. You know what I mean? If you like getting down like that, but just having a lot of people, we're saying a lot of people inside of you is a little different than being inside of a lot of people.
Right. And why people treat them different, I guess. Why is it so much of a thing? You know what? I mean, women, if men are saying that they want you, they think that you're so special that they don't want a lot of guys to have you. Why is that a problem?
Good question. Why is it a problem, ladies?
It's not a problem, but just what's good for the goose should be good for the gander. I just think that men can.
It's not a problem.
Excuse me. No, it's not a problem, but men can use a little discretion as well. You ain't got to jump on everything.
So we feel like a man.
Wait. Before y'all do all of that, y'all about to, I know what you about to do. I ain't trying to hear it. Can y'all answer that question that I asked?
Right. Why is it a problem?
If a man is just saying, I think that you are so special, I don't want everybody to have you.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like if I'm that special, then why you want everybody else?
I don't know. We're changing the question. We're changing the question, right?
Again,
that's not what we're saying.
Okay, it's not a problem. We're not saying how you feel that we're so special you don't want a lot of men to have us. That's not a problem.
Okay.
But at the same time, us as women don't want a man who has slept with the whole city.
Thank you.
Right.
So,
okay. And I agree.
Because we will want a man who has enough. You want me to have the same self-control to not sleep with every Tom and Harry. I would want you to have the same control to not sleep with Stacy and everybody.
I'm not worried about your self-control. I'm worried about your self-respect.
It's self-respect. It goes both ways.
It goes both ways.
Because if I have self-respect to not sleep with anybody, then you should have the same self-respect not to sleep with other females.
But we agree to that. We're not even arguing the point like you guys are arguing. You ask a simple question. We say we agree. We're not talking about, well, you guys, we can agree without the other stuff. You guys become very defensive and are kicking back, I feel like.
No, we just want to make sure both sides are covered.
Yes, I did.
So I just jumping into what everybody else was saying.
Gotcha. Now I see, like Jay did. We asked a question. The answer was you answered about what men do, but the question wasn't about what men do. So why can't we just answer the question about what we asked instead of being defensive and changing the question into something different? So once you answer the question, then you could ask your question or try to, say.
The answer is there's nothing wrong with a man saying that.
Again, I'm
wrong with him saying that. There's nothing wrong with a man saying that.
Or wanting that, right?
Or wanting that. That's what he wants.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
Right. Okay. Exactly. Now, after if you have something to say after that, you can add it, but just answer the question first.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. Because again, you shouldn't want anybody but everybody should have self-respect, like we said, like we got to the bottom of. No one should be like, I'm out here doing whatever I'm doing and you don't do anything. That's crazy. That's insane on either side to think that they have a pass to do whatever and the other one shouldn't do anything. That's just a flaw in thought.
That's what it is.
Hey, give us something else, Leanne.
Men so concerned with women's body count, but men's body count are twice as much, but obviously don't matter.
Well, here's the thing. You have to understand there's a great difference between males and females. Men and women are not the same. You are not equal. Men mark their territory. The higher your body count is, the less likely he can bond you to him as his property, right? Men are takers by nature. They take energy. That's what they do. So the more men that you're with, the more value you lose because you got so many men taken from you, right? After they took so much from you, what do you have to offer after that? Nothing. So as a woman, why would you want a high body count? Why would you want so many men taken from you? So that you can be depressed, you can have anxiety, you can have all of these demons inside you.
Why are men?
Wow. So that's a woman's take on why you shouldn't have a high body count. Do you guys agree or disagree?
Disagree.
I disagree.
Of course.
Okay, tell me why you disagree and why you should have a high body count.
I never said you should have a high body count.
I just think that. Go ahead, Liz.
What I said was I disagree with her take.
Okay, tell me more, Leanne. What do you disagree with?
That a woman's value is only in how many men she slept with.
Well, I would say only thing pushback I would have
and the fact that she brought up it leads to anxiety, depression, all this other stuff. You can have that without a high body count. So that was irrelevant and stupid.
Well, it's not, because what she's saying is that if it comes from this, like anybody can have anything, but I think what she's saying is that, first of all, I think you have to understand you can't tell a man what your value is to him, right? So you can feel that your body count is fine, but if the person you're with doesn't feel it's fine, then they're not going to buy, right? Because they're going to be the ones who judge your value, right? So you can't say, well, it's not a high, this is my value. That's a problem you have, because you want to assess your own value, but it doesn't make sense because the person buying is the one who's going to assess your value, right? So I do believe in what she's saying in that sense, because if I feel that you're not somebody I want because of your body count, then that's relevant to me, and I won't buy, I won't keep, I won't invest in you. You know what I'm saying?
Don't buy.
So it does matter what the person who is buying or interested in the person feels. You can't say what your value is.
You don't go to a car dealer and tell them what their car is worth.
We're not cars.
Yeah, but it's value. What I'm saying is it's value. And you know what?
Everybody should have value in self.
No,
you're right.
Take value in self if you're living by yourself. But if you're living in the world with other people, and this is what I think you're getting with this conversation, what she just said is, it's not a woman's value is in her body count. When a dude looks at a woman, right, just a regular good dude, a decent dude, he's looking at, if she has a high body count, she's probably don't have a high self-confidence. She submits to people too much. She didn't gave away too much of herself. She don't have nothing to give to no child. If I have to raise a family with her, what is she gonna be able to tell me? She's giving away pieces of herself that she can't get back like right away. And dudes look at that, because we know as dudes, as men, a lot of those dudes, the guys that touched her, didn't care about her. And if she continually keeps dealing with people that didn't care about her, then she probably don't care about herself, which means she probably not gonna care about me, which means if we have a child, she probably ain't gonna care about this whole system we gotta set up. So it's never about it's not one thing. Guys, women think men are not emotional or analytical, but we are very logical and very emotional about home. And if a man is dealing with you, he's looking at you like home. And women keep forgetting that we look at y'all like treasure.
Well, that's interesting. How do you feel about that?
Most
Anybody
don't treat women that way.
Go ahead, Leanne. Say it again. I'm sorry. Say it again, Leanne.
A lot don't treat women that way and do not express it.
And Leanne is right, because a lot of men are really boys. They're grown adolescents, right? We have more grown adolescents out there than we have men. So men are just, a lot of these boys out here, are men, or whatever you want to call them, are just as bad because they're lost as well. They don't know what it is to be a man. They don't know what it is, what they should be putting forth. So it's a problem on both sides, right? And like he did say, we're talking about good dudes, right? He's talking about the ones that have it together. But most of the time, we have a man who doesn't know what he's doing, and you have a woman who doesn't know what they're doing, and they're trying to do it together, and it doesn't go anywhere, right? So it's not one person's fault. It's as a unit,
collective.
Then how come some of these good dudes, if you will, want to sleep with that same woman right away? And if she's one of those people that says, you know what, I've been through this, I'm gonna do this differently, let's wait this out, let's build some other things together, they out, they gone.
So evidently he wasn't a good dude.
Well, I don't know,
as a good dude.
or he was scarred. You know what I'm saying? That go back to the conversation,
right?
Of like, but the very first thing I said was, don't sleep with men, don't sleep with them right off don't. Because, and I'm telling y'all, like, this ain't nothing that a man in your life that either raised you or grew up with you didn't tell you. Don't sleep with a dude. Don't sleep with these dudes, because you get to see who a man really is when you try him and you put him through the fire. Men hunt. When you put a challenge in front of them, they're going to figure it out. We're problem solvers. So when you start putting things in front of him, he got to figure out how to talk to you. He got to figure out how to console you, how to support you, how to be there with you. When you putting those things, you just making him do them. If he can't do it, and even if you like him, you got to be like, hey, listen, we got to bump this down, because this is what I need, and I think you can do it. You're not there yet.
Right.
And
I think right now what happens is it's kind of almost like it's almost like you think you're supposed to have sex early. You think you're supposed to, your flowers, movie, sex. Like we just repeat, rinse, wash, repeat when we do these things. That's how relationships are. We keep doing the same things over and over. That's what we know. No one's really learning how to date each other. No one's learning how to be with each other. So that is a big problem we have. And we rush things, and things happen so fast. And then in 2 months, everybody's done. And now you're moving on to the next. That's part of the way society is moving, and we do definitely have to change that on both sides. So, like, I definitely think, yes, women, everybody needs to have boundaries, right? And then, but have boundaries for yourself, because even if you have boundaries, he may wait around for your boundaries to be down. He'll be what you need to be, and then as soon as you get it, he's out. So there's no guarantee on what is going to happen, even if you do everything that you feel is right? But I think you do need to take some time to get to know the person, some discernment before we just start giving ourselves. Even men have to stop giving themselves away too. I'm not going to trip. We got to stop giving ourselves away so early, because we feel like this is what we're supposed to do. This is what we're taught to do. Like I said, we conquer and then we move on. We got to stop that mindset too, because that's a destruction of our community as well. Because we are actually leading women by leading with our penises. We're leading us down a bad path as well. So not only do women have to kind of have boundaries for themselves, men also need to start having boundaries and respect that woman as the queen she is and say, you know what, I'm not going to try to jump on you like a trampoline in the first couple of days.
Good point.
Well, thank you.
Good point.
Hey, Leah, give us something else. And stop giving us this salacious stuff to get us here, Leanne. I tell you, Leanne be on point. She be trying to lead.
Yeah.
The difference between these two women.
For better,
For
worse,
worse,
for richer,
for richer,
for poorer.
for poorer.
We hit that snag about 20 times in counseling. Real made it very clear to Johnson, you cannot be broke in sickness
In sickness
and in health.
and in health.
To love,
To love,
cherish,
cherish.
and to obey.
We didn't talk about that one in council.
We did talk about that in counseling. Yes, we did.
No.
Repeat that again. You will just keep going.
I think we can keep going.
All right.
I'll forever submit to your minds. I'll forever respect your minds. I'll forever honor your minds as the head of our home. In heaven, they hear. On earth, I declare and decree, I shall be a submissive wife unto you.
I don't know about you, but I know which one I'm willing to give my life for.
Number two.
Number two.
And so what do we think about that? What do we think? You know, I know I'd have left when she paused on poor and big.
And you might have missed out on the best thing in your life because I paused and said no on my vows for obey, and we worked through that. And
I'd have left you.
I'd have left you.
That's ridiculous.
No, it's not.
Maybe, but I wouldn't have.
A woman could say anything. She could just say anything.
Well, you know, it's funny because did you guys talk about that before you got there?
Yeah. Well, not that day, but we had talked about it in discussion before the actual ceremony.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. So you knew this question was coming, and you still deliberately wanted to show out in front of everybody and said,
yes,
no.
I did.
Everybody?
I certainly did.
Oh, yeah, I'd have left you because, again, I can't. If I can't.
He's strong.
If I can't leave, if I can't know you're going to, you know, if you're going to do stuff like that, I don't need that, right? We should, if we had a discussion about it, we should have talked about it before.
Obviously, obviously, we found the balance of obey did not have to be the word.
Cool. Listen, I'd have left you.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, your
That's
prerogative.
me. That's just
Yeah.
me.
He was a smart man. He didn't leave.
That's what's up. He's strong. He built different.
Right. Right.
He
Just because
built
someone did
different.
something, don't mean.
And he knew you.
It looked like she was. I mean, it could have been. I just feel like with social media, a lot of stuff get taken out of context. So she probably, you know, it sounded like she was. I mean, she could have been joking. A lot of people joke. Right there. Obey. Oh, I'm like obey, but behind closed doors, she probably are obeying. She's probably listening to what he's saying. It's just simple fact that some people are a little bit. You take things serious right there, and that's okay. That other man did. They may not be that serious for that couple. So again, what works for them works for them. What works for us will work for us.
Yes,
you're right, Jack.
And we're looking at social media here, so we're looking at content. We're looking at them at the altar, and it's a serious moment. But it's a serious moment for our judgment, and it may be something different from them two versus the couple that was secondly.
True.
So for me, if I'm going to put my opinion. I mean, I'm probably going to joke because I'm just a jokey person. I'm a goofy person. So the person I'm with most likely will probably be that way. We're going to probably crack jokes. I'm most likely going to crack jokes in my vows. I'm going to crack jokes because that's just who I am.
Right.
But for you, if you're a serious person and that at that moment you want to be completely serious, then the person that you with would know not to crack a joke at that altar.
You're right, because the wedding is not serious. It's not. I get it.
It's not at all.
It's not.
And it may not be serious. Well, it's a serious thing, but you know, people.
No, Jay, you're right. You're right.
People are people. You know what I'm saying? We can't judge how they are because at the end of the day, she may say that joke and probably go home and she's cooking and cleaning and being submissive. It's just at that moment she wanted to crack a joke. Now, for you, it's not a moment where she will crack a joke. But the woman that you marry, you know, will already know that because she wouldn't get to the altar already and not know that that's not a serious thing that you would take. You know what I'm saying? So they probably are already that type of couple, which is why everybody around them laughed.
That laugh looked uncomfortable.
They did not laugh. That was uncomfortable.
Harry, you can hear the whole crowd laugh. You can hear even the pastor say, "Then we talk about this in counseling." So it probably was a laughing matter because that's what he said.
He said, we did too talk about this.
Right.
He amped up and then he toned down like I'm at my wedding. You're not gonna emasculate me in front of God.
Oh,
you're not gonna cut my no.
Okay.
No.
And that works for you. And the wife that you marry, will understand that. And when that happens when you get married, she won't do that.
Jay's right. She's right.
You're right.
True.
Right. He picked you picked the one that works for you. And if he accepted that, because he accepted it, because he stayed. At that point, you make your bed, you lie in it. So even if she was being real, then he's in hell right now. If it was a joke,
if it was a joke, they're gonna be divorced soon. But
Shamika, what do
He
you
did
think?
a joke, and 40 years later. Yeah.
1 second, Shamika, what you think?
I'm divorced.
Did you say obey?
I'm divorced.
Listen, I'm
She did
single.
not
So
Ain't no bad season in her relationship.
I ain't even get to the point of
We're not gonna talk
marriage,
about
so.
altars and
Right.
yeah.
Leanne, now we're gonna throw this to Leanne because she is definitely that woman. The obey part. How do you fare when the obeying part comes up?
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'll say it eventually.
Eventually.
Nah, in this instance, if she had such a problem with the word obey and everything like that, they should have wrote their own vows.
Right.
They should have just wrote their own vows.
Mm-hmm.
If she didn't want to say obey, she should have done it that way and not really get up there and disrespect him like that. That I do agree on.
Right.
Because that was straight disrespect.
So I have a question. What's the problem with the word obeying?
Nobody likes the word obey because
Women don't like it in particular.
Yeah, because it makes you feel like you got to be a slave to your man.
Yeah, it sounds controlling.
Very controlling.
Don't he have to say obey too?
Right.
No.
And that's the
No,
thing.
he
No.
wasn't in the vows.
No, he doesn't.
Neither one of us should be obeying.
Stop.
We already should have the
The man doesn't have to say obey though.
You are not answering the question. You are not answering the question. In those vows, they both have to say obey. They repeat the same vows back and forth. So if he say it, she say it. And if you're going by that book, the man's body no longer belongs to him. The woman's body no longer belongs to her. So it is symbiotic. Y'all are together.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we need to have a conversation on what obey means, because I think it did take on that negative connotation, meaning like you got to do everything I say when I say how I say it. And that's not what it should be. Like when I hear obey, that's not what and I also know that I'm going to have to obey as well, right? I think we both are obeying each other, right? That's the only way a good relationship works. It can't have a dictator, so I don't know why that word is so problematic. But again, I guess because over the years, what it has turned into. So I can hear, I hear what you guys are saying. So I won't minimize your feelings. So I get it. So that does make sense. I didn't think about it that way. But we all should obey each other. Like Leanne, put another thing on right now. Obey.
Yeah. Don't do it, Lee. Don't do it.
That's the girlfriend that gets you that makes destroys your relationship because she's telling you what not to do.
I'm gonna get Lee married. I'm helping.
She home obeying and everything.
Can you please use a different word, please?
What?
Like, can you please? You see that the please part? The man,
right.
Can you
please obey me and do what I told you?
No. Can you please turn, or can you please
delivery?
Do something
Delivery is everything. Yes.
Right.
The first I obey is Jesus. That's the only.
All right. Can you hear me, Daryl? Can y'all hear
me?
Yeah,
we can hear you fine. We can hear you perfect.
My phone died, man.
Okay,
I forgot to plug it in. But
a man phones who dies, a man. I don't know.
Wow.
But you see, I had to back up to the backup though. It was real quick. I was prepared.
Go ahead, Leanne. Let's you can play another one, Leanne. If that one ready.
Leanne chose violence, man. What is that?
Hey, you don't know Leanne. She always chooses violence.
Yo.
I think her middle name is
That
violence.
the amount of women that are like, I would never let my husband tell me what to do. I'm not his child. And these same women, they'll go to work. Their boss says, hey, I need you to turn this in by 5 p.m. They say, yes, sir. The HR manager says, hey, I need you to stop saying this to your employees. They say, okay. The trash man says, I need you to put your trash cans beside the road on Wednesday mornings. They say, okay, and they do it. The speed limit sign says, don't go past 65. Guess what? They don't go past 65. The nurse says, hey, you have this condition. I need you to take this medicine. They say, okay. Their single friend will say, girl, you don't need to do this for your husband. You need to tell him this, this, and this. And they say, I can trust you. You're the expert. Literally, everybody else in the world will tell them, jump. And they say, how high? And they do it. But when your husband, who has a covenant with God to protect and provide for you, tells you, hey, I don't think you should do this. Yes, you should do this. No, you should not do this. It's a problem and you're oppressed.
Make it make sense, please.
Hey, what do you guys think about that?
Oh my gosh, what is with the men stuff in the what is going on here?
We need these conversations.
And it's a woman presenting this, so it's not like it's a man. This is from her point of view as a woman. So it's not like I hate when men speak on sometimes women things or women think on men. So this is a woman speaking on this. What do you feel about this? I see the next roll, the eye rolls, the beatbox.
I think it's this. If you and the man are married, I think the only people that need to listen to each other is the people that's married. You should not be listening to anyone that's outside, or the only people you need to listen to is each other and God. That's the only people that need to be in this conversation.
But in this,
I'm not listening to.
We're talking about
nobody
this
else.
video. In this video, when she said that women won't listen to their men at home, but listen to everybody else and do what they say. So that's what I'm talking about. Is that, how do we feel about that video?
If all right, listen. From
Wait, let's let the women, because it's a woman saying it. So let's let them.
Okay. Let them have it.
Yeah, right. Because I would like to hear their view on it. Ruth, I see you sitting back. I see you looking all around. So go ahead, tell me what you feel, Ruth, from what she said. Is she on point?
Yes, women, they can listen to their man if what their man is asking of them or saying or suggesting is reasonable. And the two of them, as Jazz said, agree that it's something that she can respond to and do.
So who's the arbiter of reasonable? Like,
Both
is
of them.
the woman?
Both of them should be. I think both.
But if both of them should be, if I'm asking you to do something, I'm already feeling like this should be done. So you're saying you have to say, if you feel like doing, or you feel like what I'm saying is okay, that you may or may not do it, contingent upon how you feel about what I said.
Yes.
Yes, that's what I said.
Okay. So you're the arbiter of what, if what he said is deemed to be okay or not okay.
No, we are, because then again, it comes back to the discussion. I
can't
told
be
you.
we.
I believe in discussing things.
It's not
But it can't be we, because I already
not
told you
we,
what I
it's
wanted.
me. Listen
So-
here. Listen here. It's me. Now, I'm going to do what I'm going to do one way or the other. That includes my boss at work, them people on medications, the lady in the next lane, whatever it is. I have a breaking point, and I'll quit my job for this.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't take this medicine that serious. I'll find alternative ways to do it. Now, what happens after that happens after that. But I am the arbitrary of all of this.
Wow.
Right.
I'm going to say what I'm going to say yes to and what I'm going to say no to. Now, I'll listen to him when I feel like it.
Good. So that means, how does your relationship work then? Because it doesn't
It
sound
don't.
like
I'm single.
Oh, okay.
No, but in a relationship, does it change at all? You know, did I get it?
I'm 100%. No, I understand, Leah. I
Does it change in a relationship?
Yeah.
It would change in the relationship to a degree. I would be more open to do what someone asks me to do. It's just the way it's for me is in how it's delivered. Long as you continue to be respectful with me and treat me like your partner, then you can always get that respect from me. But the second you don't, it's absolutely not. And yes, I have conditions, period. And I think everybody does.
Yep. I get that.
I agree.
So,
I feel
what
like
are these
it's a
conditions?
discussion that's really
Can
what, is what we're trying to say is that if you have a strong feeling of something of what I'm doing, it's not more so you tell me what to do and I listen. It's okay. Well, I'm hearing what you're saying or how you feel. Now you should be able to hear what I feel about the same situation, and then maybe you telling me the way your perspective, it may change the way I may not see it that way. I may change and may do what you're saying because now I'm kind of got a better discussion about it. But it's not like, all right, you say go to the left, I'm gonna just go to the left. We gotta have a discussion because maybe when I tell you how I feel, you may change the way we might not go to the left. Maybe we might go to the right.
Well, do you trust me? Yes or no?
But you have to trust.
Okay.
It's not more so about.
No.
Wait.
It's
She said
about
sometimes.
trust. It's
I
about
said
trust.
Can be sometimes, right? Can trust be sometimes?
Yeah,
or is
it
it
can.
I trust you?
Okay.
Yes, for sure. That's just like
Is it circumstantial?
For an example, like when you have friends, I feel like your man can tell you who's your friend and who's not your friend. Because sometimes you cannot see it. I'm gonna listen to him. There's things that I'm automatically gonna listen to from you because I know that you're gonna have the right thing at heart. But at the same time, if you listen to what I feel and where I'm coming from through my lens, you may see it differently through yours.
No.
So that's why I'm
Jay.
saying
Okay.
it's more of a discussion thing. Like there's certain things, you're automatically right. I get it. I see what you're talking about. But there
Okay.
are some things that you have to see it through my lens so that it may
Balance.
change the way you see it through your lens.
Cool.
I get that 100%.
Leanne, what are you saying?
I wasn't saying anything. I was waiting for the next person to go.
Oh.
Start
No,
talking.
no, I think there's always balance. There always should be you can discuss things, right? You should always be able, in any relationship, both people should be able to tell their point of view, right?
I
But at
thought
a certain
Bones had
point-
something to say.
Wait, who did?
Vaughn.
Me?
Oh, wait, one second. So at a certain point, you want to go left, you want to go right. You want to go left, you want to right, and you're stuck on your point yourself. Now, how do you break that tiebreaker? Would you now say, all right, I'm gonna trust you, and because you are, whatever the case may be, I'm gonna trust you, and we're gonna go with this, or do we keep fighting into perpetuity and just keep going back
We
and forth?
compromise.
Jay, hold on. Let Vaughn go.
I already said my piece. I said, do you trust me?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, do
Go
you
ahead,
trust me?
Jay.
Oh, then yes. It has to go to a compromise.
Mm-hmm.
So,
there's not always a compromise for everything. That's not reality.
I mean, if we're both at dead ends on both sides, in order to make the relationship work, we have to compromise.
Yes.
So yes, and compromising is trusting your partner. So if we say left, I'm saying right, and we can't get together, you know what? I'm gonna go left, and we're gonna see how this left takes us. Because then, if it doesn't work, that means now we're gonna make it right. So the next time we go through this situation again,
for the next 30 years, I'm gonna have to hear about this.
Yes, you are.
This is why we try to be right, because we know if we're wrong, we're gonna be on our ass.
Or if I've listened to you say go left 3 times and we wound up in Jablip, I'm going to say no. This is why we need to go right this time.
Right, and then I got
wait, but how you just said it, you're gonna be out the car.
I know that with you. That's fine. I can walk.
About the car. With all this again, because we're not going to do that. We're going to talk to each other with respect.
Of course I am, but I'm just letting you know.
Ruth, just because I made 3 wrong turns, don't mean you got drove me naked.
oh no, after the third wrong turn, it's a problem.
3 wrong turns. We got the beginning.
You know what I mean?
So it has to change.
By the 4th one, I'm putting him out the car.
No longer driving. After the third one, you're no longer driving.
Exactly.
All right,
No,
let's
but
go to
she's
the
right.
next
Jazz
one.
is right.
Yeah, go
If you
ahead,
cannot discuss things and compromise, you're not going to have a relationship. You just
Right.
You're not.
I agree, Ruth.
As a very straight woman, I believe that men are not attractive until you get to know them. On the opposite end of the spectrum, women are extremely attractive until you get to know them. As a very straight woman.
You talking that talk.
She need
Let's
a collection
give it up for
plate.
her.
She need.
again, like I said last week, women are not charming.
They're just beautiful.
Yeah, and that's only when they're sitting on the shelf. When you take them off, you made.
Like, you be like, oh my God, let me put this back.
So for you guys, is that true? What she said about men not being really attractive until you get to know them?
No. There's men that are very attractive before you get to know them. It's when you get to know them that you like, now you're not attractive.
Right.
Okay.
So you give me the right beard, boy.
Oh, here we go.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna have to agree with my sister on this one. You can be attractive. I think, through the eye, you can be very attractive.
Right.
Until you get to know them, their personality, that's when you get to really see their spirit. And that will then make me unattracted.
Mm-hmm.
But we're talking about, I think that's the only attraction is through the eye. It's the first thing you see is through your eyes anyway. So that's the first attraction. So it's attractive people, men and women. You're going to see somebody that's attractive. And then we start getting to knowing that person. And so like, okay, besides physical, do you have any other attractions? Like, is your spirit attractive? Is your personality attractive? Is your mind attractive? Then when we start to get to know those things, then it's like, okay, he's fine, but he kind of stupid. Like, he may his beard is looking good. His hair a little shiny because he got bald or he got waves and stuff. He can dress, but his mentality is a 3-year-old, or his reading level is a 3-year-old. Like, that's when we get to.
Is that really now? How true is it? Because I see a lot of times women will still stay with that man because he's handsome, he has the beard or whatever, and he's got the mind and money. He has a mind of a 3-year-old,
based off of image.
But he has the mind of a 3-year-old. But you guys are still raising him up. You're still with him. He's still laying on your couch and using your car.
You know why? Because this is the problem, and I'm gonna say this because this used to be my problem, right? The problem is that when a lot of females see that part, they feel as though, I think I first came in like Build-A-Bear. We tend to see men as the potential and not who they are. So when we're with the man, we're dating the potential man that we can see him be versus the actual man that he is.
Right.
And I think that's what a lot of women see versus men. They're gonna look at you of who you are right now.
Let me ask you a question. I'm raising my hand and y'all can't even see me. Question, right? So when you see the potential of who he is, how long does it take for you to really be like, okay, he has the motivation or the ambition to achieve that, and it ain't about like his career success, but about him as a person. Like, do you look and say, okay, he's actually changing, or he's going in that direction I thought he was, and when he's not, when do you be like, hey, how long does that take?
I feel like
Leanne.
I took too much time. I feel like
I'm sorry,
took too much time. So I feel like
Leanne over there smoking.
If it's gonna be me, I would say,
Jay, hold up. Jay.
Mama said 2 years. I'm not waiting that long.
Wow.
Jay, hold on.
I'm not waiting that long.
Oh my God.
I think at least you should be able to see at least a change within 3 months.
Jay.
90 days.
90 days.
Daddy. How many?
I mean, we're not talking about a full 360.
Oh my God.
Jay,
we're
let
talking about
Lee
a
speak.
slight of change.
Go ahead, Leanne.
What was the question?
How long do you wait?
How
Yeah, I
long
really
do you
need my
wait?
camera on.
Make the change.
Oh, until I feel like it.
Okay.
No, for the man.
Right.
What you get
Right.
Right.
And you lost
How long
5-6
should he
years
wait?
of your life.
No,
Waiting
90
for this
days.
potential.
I'm not waiting that long. I did that before. I'm not doing it anymore.
Stop.
90 days. I need
Jay.
Jay,
I need to
Jay.
see a change.
Jay, hold up.
Jay, somebody take your battery out.
This one hit a nerve.
I think women wait a lot longer. I think women definitely put up with things a lot longer than 90 days. I'm just saying, that's what I feel.
Well, what Jay is saying is based on that experience. Maybe if you were always doing that and it didn't serve you well, then
Right.
you're not doing that again.
And again, she learned. But
she learned from it, right?
She learned, but how many people do learn, men or women, that stay in these bad situations for long, and you lost 7 years of your life before you got out? Because you kept thinking, you know, you at a certain point you get conditioned, like, you know what, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, and then you get used to being upset, and you kind of settle in that upsetness. And you find other things to do, but you're still in this relationship. You're coming home to this person,
comforting the misery,
peaceful, right? And you stay in it for too long.
And I think it's
that's the
situational
problem.
too. I think it's situational too, Daryl, because some people, I know I have a friend who stayed in her marriage way too long based on security and finances. So again, it's based on what you're dealing with and what she has to figure out on her own at that point, you know. So there's circumstances that can make you stay longer than you would have liked.
Right. And you do get trapped sometimes, or sometimes we get trapped in the embarrassment of divorce, right? I can't get divorced. You know, the church is they're going to say something, you know, people going to look at me bad. And so we do get trapped. There are reasons why we stay, or like Shamik kind of said, the kids are the big reason people stay. Right.
Really big
and it's not until after those kids grow up, so you realize, I don't really like you. Nor do I want to be here anymore.
Right.
You know?
That's
and
true.
I'm going to leave, you know.
That's true.
I had a preacher one time, he said, a lot of y'all, you put your children before your mate, and you don't realize those children are going to grow up and leave you.
Yes, they
and
do.
now you're in the house with a stranger.
Yep.
Right.
That is
You know
so
what I'm saying?
true.
So honestly, they don't need to be first. They need to be priority. But the heads of the house need to be first.
Right.
Yes. I always went on the mentality that it was us before them. So we have to get back to the us after them.
These new people.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you got? Play the next one. Very interesting.
Yeah, man. Yeah, put down that. Oh, wait.
Hey yo. Hey yo.
Put a
You
bit on
Lee,
it.
don't go out like that, Lee. Don't
you
go out
on
like
the
that.
bandwagon, Vaughn? Okay, whatever.
I'm saying that's my man.
Whatever.
Hey, this is what he brought me here for, right?
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Look,
very interesting.
It's cool.
Stop trying to make our men be women.
Because that's a whole nother thing. A lot of what y'all keep hearing today, again, you follow culture up, and they keep talking about toxic masculinity.
Let men be men.
What they calling toxic masculinity is just masculinity.
A man.
A man's gonna be a man. Well, you know, he wants to run the house. That's toxic masculinity. He wants to lead. Toxic, no. That's just a man being a man.
Because one day you're going to want him to run the house. You're going to want him to lead because you're tired of doing it all. It runs out. Stop trying to make our men.
What do we think about that?
Well,
what do we think?
Vaughn.
The word.
What, Vaughn, if you want me to speak on it?
Yes.
Yes. Let a man be a man. My grandfather was a very he's from the South. He's from Virginia. Very rough dude. And he told me, he said, yeah, you can bring all the sticks, but she gonna build that nest. You give her everything that she need, and you let her run that house. Let everybody do their roles. You know what I mean? I'm a dog man. One thing I tell people I learned a lot from my dogs. When you have a particular type of dog, like a fighting dog or like a pit bull, that dog is going to do what it's going to do no matter how you raise it, no matter how it's instinct. Let men run off of their instincts like we let you run off of your instincts. We trust your instincts. That's why we chose you. We pursued you, and you chose us because we showed you this is what we got. We can match your femininity with this. So why mess up that balance? That don't make no sense. Leanne.
I agree with you. I agree with
What?
you. I agree with you.
I'm getting a popsicle. Hold on. I'll be back.
I think one thing we say each and every week on here is that you have to find a relationship that works for you. we do have to find a relationship that works for you, right? Because your roles may not be as defined as we feel they need to be. Like, again, I don't think that washing the dishes is necessarily anybody's role. I think if I'm a great dishwasher, let me wash the dishes, right? You do the best thing to make for your house to run, right? And I think that's what, to me, a great leader in a home is going to do, put people in a position for your home to win.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
It's not about you controlling everything. It's not about you doing everything. If she's better at paying bills, let her pay bills instead of losing your house.
Right.
Don't lose your house because
Right.
you want the ego getting away.
Mhm.
Ego is a problem if you're leading. Like Jay kind of said earlier, you do have to be able to hear that other person's side and really hear it and take it in. And if it's better, be able to say, you know what, babe, what you said is better, and we're going to do that.
Mm.
Right? You
Right.
can't just lead with an iron fist and this is what I say, this is what we're going to do. If that works for some people, that works for, right? But I don't see anybody on here that's going to work for it. I don't see any of these women on here allowing that to go down. So
I think we look at the. I
On
think
11
what it
o'clock
is
news, man
nowadays-
shot 6 times.
they had a razor blade in their mouth.
Right. Little did he know. Cold case.
Found a razor blade under her tongue.
I believe exactly what you said. Every relationship should work for itself. There are certain things that we believe, like, this is the model or whatever. And when you get in those relationships, the root word to relationship is relate. Y'all have to relate to each other, and you relay things back and forth to each other.
Right.
So when y'all have that going on, you know what's going to work. Like, oh no, you're an idiot. You're not driving the car. We'll end up in Memphis. We're supposed to be going over here to the corner store.
Right.
And he know he can be like, all right, baby, yeah.
Right.
And most
right.
Men don't have any problem giving anything to their woman. I tell the story all the time. There you can find a dude that has killed 1,000 people, and there's a woman that is standing on the side telling him, hey, you, come here. And he's going to walk over there. She's controlling him like he's a damn puppy.
Right.
Because of the relationship. Yeah. And he listens.
He said a man. We're not talking about boys, because if you can't take instruction yourself, or you can't allow that woman to also in certain positions to lead, because you're not really a man, right? You can't lead by ego. You can't.
In words, because toxic masculinity, I just really think is just immature men, and I think that what this generation is doing is just taking words and putting it together. Because
What is toxic
masculinity? When he was saying toxic, there's no toxic masculinity, it's just masculinity, which is what I'm agreeing with. It's just masculinity. I just think that where they keep saying toxic is just really they're just saying that it's immature men. I think that's what they're trying to say, because their
But what does that
toxic
mean?
masculinity is a man who like wants his cake and eat it too, or he wants to be controlling and be on his wife. Like that's what they consider toxic masculinity. But in honesty, it's masculinity is just that he's controlling his emotions immaturely. So I think like this generation, they're putting words together
with this
to call it for something else, when all it really is just the regular words we've been saying, just somebody who's just immature in certain areas.
With this particular generation, which it is a whole nother discussion, like he was saying, toxic, for you to say toxic masculinity is for you to say that the masculinity, it's not toxic masculinity, it's a bad person doing a bad thing. It's bad behavior. They need to address bad behavior, not attach a label where it doesn't belong.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's what
it kind of now tries to knock men off their square, because when they do something, it's everybody's just using these terms loosely.
Yeah.
Whatever you do,
he said
it's toxic. That's toxic.
Yeah.
Well, you're destroying the man, right?
And that's a big thing. That's a big thing too. I have a really big problem with that, and I'm like he said, it's a different conversation, but it falls with the toxic masculinity. A lot of men, what we knew as men is being emasculated or knocked down, where we don't have there's no soldiers on the wall no more. you know what I'm saying, they're bringing down, and you're not letting that dog be a dog. Let him be. Let him be. Because one day you're gonna miss that. You're gonna miss that. And again, what she was saying about them being immature and being boys, I don't know how they're gonna do it with the next generation when now they don't even teach them to be masculine. And now women they got y'all because y'all were the coddling side or the nurturing side was like, yes, include everybody, and now they coming after the women. You know what I'm saying? Now they want to take your place. It's so toxic. Toxic masculinity is a guy acting like a woman, being able to compete against a woman. When they're putting a male into female competitions or things like that's toxic. That's something that shouldn't be happening. But like I said, it's a different conversation. But it's still the same thing. You should not. They're taking away from our men, and now they're coming after our women. And it's not a cult. It started out as a cultural thing, but if you look at it, it's all across the world. Go ahead, Jay.
Let's see what we got. All right, what do we have here?
Oh yeah.
Explaining y'all today how I got the perfect girl. So how I got the perfect girl, man, was that my standards was high, right? I look for nothing but 10s, nothing but the baddest of the bad. And I had to tell myself, sometimes you can get a better woman if you just lower your standards and get you about a 6 or a 7. So when I ran into Sam and she was a 6 or 7, I was like, I don't know.
I'm a 6
but
or
she,
7.
huh?
Wow.
I'm only a 6 or 7. Do you realize you're not even 6 foot tall?
Wow.
What's wrong with being a 6 or 7, baby? It ain't nothing wrong with
Coming
being
from
a 6.
somebody who's not even 6 foot tall.
Babe, I got the camera going. I'm trying to explain to these people what they need to. Okay, thank you. Okay, so again, fellas, lower your standards. You know what I'm saying, and get you a semi-ugly woman that can cook. You know what I'm saying, take care of kids, and keep her hygiene all right. You know what I'm saying. She ain't gonna be the best thing to wake up to at night. I mean, in the morning. But get what? You gonna have breakfast ready for you. You gonna have dinner ready for you.
Hell of a lot for somebody who has twigs, who has toothpicks for calves and legs. Fucking a lot of shit right now, telling me that I'm a 6 or a 7 and you're only with me because I'll cook and I'll clean and I'll take care of them kids. Fuck them kids.
Whoa, wait a minute. Oh, I'm gonna explain.
Wow. What do you think?
Wow, that was a good one.
Any single?
Any truth to this? Any truth to this? Should we get down to get a woman that does the things we may need?
You men tell us. Is that what you do? Get her the one that can cook.
Yeah, all right. Because it was a man that was talking. Let's say for the men's
that was a man.
side.
Let's get a male perspective.
Well, I mean, he gave a male perspective, so
Let's hear your male perspective.
I mean, I know we're just echoing him. We're just talking about what he said. That
I mean, but do you agree what he said?
if y'all got chose, then he said you guys are.
Wow.
But the question that we're asking you and Vaughn is, do you agree with what that man said?
I agree that if he felt that way.
Sorry, Vaughn is not here. Please leave a message.
Vaughn has left the room.
Oh,
It's a darn shame.
I
But we
feel
have
like-
to answer the question. Answer the question.
Question, right? Answer the question.
No, I answer it. You
Go
want me to
ahead.
answer it? He on some bullshit. Ain't nobody shooting low. And y'all know they call them bottom chicks. And your bottom chick never make it to be your wife.
I don't
Is that
know.
real or
A
not?
lot of times, bottom chicks do make it to be the wife. 'Cause
They
they're the
do.
ones that stay
They do.
around
You know what? Let me
and
take that
milk
back.
all the nonsense.
They do. They do. And they the ones that end up getting the 401k and all of that other good stuff because what he talking about is crazy. A bottom chick, if some of those women that actually get there, that's not like supermodels, all that other stuff, the dude love them. He loves who she is. What he talking about is something else. But he love her. And no matter what nobody else say, you can bring any type of woman around him. She gets everything. She gets everything that has to do with him. But what he talking about is some BS. I wouldn't put that on nobody.
Listen, I think most
shooting for
people are
whatever I
average
can get.
anyway. I think most people are average. I don't think everybody's just about average. Nobody is great, whatever. It might be great to you, but we're just average at the end of the day. So,
Dude, you just said that when he came on, he was like, look at my face. Did you hear what he said? And you say about
I'm
average?
trying to bring myself
Listen.
down to other people's level. I mean, I'm above average, but I'm just
Listen,
going to put this
I'm not
conversation
attractive.
today.
I'm magnetic. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Oh, there you go.
You know what I'm saying?
You understand me? So, but I think most people are regular. Like, I mean, I don't know what we're talking about here. I think you just date people you should date. And thank you, Leanne.
Yeah, but you don't give them a number.
Leanne is she's horrible.
She is. See that? Leanne is the worst.
World, there are straight men who do not like women. Let me explain. Let me cook.
Yeah,
Just let me
please.
cook. I asked in the football locker room once. I said, "Hey, bros, like, what's something that y'all like about women that's not sexual or physical or any of that shit?"
What?
Crickets. So then they tried to flip it. They tried to ask me the same question. I said, "Okay, you know, I feel like women are nurturers. I feel like you can let your guard down a lot around women. I feel like you can be a lot softer around women. You ain't got to be on no tough guy, macho man shit all day." I feel like it's amazing hearing the female's perspective for once. You feel me? Like they sense of humor is a lot different. It's so many
Women
reasons
are
that I can
funny.
go on and on about why I like women, right?
I'm-
Like then on the internet, right? We see podcasts all the time, multiple podcasts, and the hosts, they whole topic of discussion is just degrading women and just saying how horrible females are and why men need to put their guard up and protect themselves. And I'm like, damn, bro, like, do y'all like, and I don't know the name for it. I feel like we can all kind of connect and, you know, we can agree that there is a name for it. I'm not going to say it, but it's just very, very weird. We can just call it weird. That's why I'd be thrown off. Like when a motherfucker say like, "Oh, Mason, you a lover boy," I'd be like, "How are you not?" Like, damn, like you don't like your girl? Like, what the fuck? Like, how
What's
don't
a
you like
lover
your
boy?
girl? So I personally, I don't want to put a name to it. You feel me? I don't want to get canceled.
He be
but
boo loving when it
I
comes
just
to
want to
women.
say, don't ignore the signs. Like any guy that gets a thrill out of degrading women, any guy that runs under his boys the moment after he get done doing some sexual shit with a girl, and he goes to them to get the satisfaction and the validation for whatever the shit he did. It's a name for that shit. And I'm gonna just label it weird.
It's homo thug.
Swirl, there are
Yeah, I'm kind of lost. I'm not sure. I think I need help. Shamika,
We
help
said
me
love.
out.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know what he's trying to say?
Oh,
Yeah,
Shamika.
Oh, so
Look,
basically what
Shamika
he-
playing it safe. She's staying on the sideline.
So
Come
what he
on.
basically is saying is that straight men are weird because it's weird if a man doesn't actually want to love on his woman. Like some men think
Right.
it's not right to love on your woman. Like some men think that the woman's only supposed to do X, Y, and Z, and that a man should not want to love on his woman, give her flowers, be romantic, be this way. Some men just say, come home, cook and clean, wash my clothes, fold my clothes, and that's it.
Well, what she do to deserve to get that? Crickets. Okay, cool. So what I'm saying is that
What's the?
oh, you think somebody owes you something? Are you entitled to something?
What's your
Okay,
question?
then I didn't. I got confused for a minute. No, but what I'm saying is that I don't think a man would have that perspective. You can think. I don't know what you. I don't know what I keep telling you. I don't know. Women think they're owed something. Do you? I don't. If I don't know you, I don't owe you anything. So don't expect anything because you don't.
I don't think he's saying about that. I don't think actually being in a relationship with a woman.
What is that?
So is he saying in the let me see. So with this, he said he asked the dudes in the locker room, "What is it that you like about women?" And
Right.
they couldn't say anything
Other than sexual.
It was
physical,
It was
right?
anything
So,
physical, right? Yeah.
so then that goes to this. You talking to a bunch of dudes that wasn't raised right because they couldn't even say nothing good about their mother.
Right. Because again, they're not. I think we use this term "men" too loosely. So when you're talking to boys, just say I was talking to these boys, these young dudes, these immature dudes, and they didn't have a response for this because they're not here yet. They're not on the level yet.
Right.
They don't know any better. If we subscribe this to men, it makes it because a man is going to know it's more than just sex.
Yeah.
That's the only thing she has to offer. If you're looking at a woman, that's the only thing she has to offer. You're not there yet, right? You're not there. You're still in a boy's frame of mind.
And that goes for some 40-year-olds too. Let's just say.
Well, again, remember, age, your chronological age, that has nothing to do with your
Right.
mental
No,
age.
when you say young boys, I just want to say that some older men
I'm sorry,
still
young mentality. It's a young
Right.
mentality, right? But again, don't act like it's just boys or men or young boys or the mentality, because the mentality is also perpetuated by what women do. Vaughn, he started off earlier saying, if you allow these things to continue to happen to you, you allow this culture to persist. We both have to say, hey, listen, let me get to know you. All right, I want to get to know you. But if everybody's giving themselves away so freely, this is not going to change, right? So if we're all leading with sex, that's what it's going to be, right? If no one's getting to know each other outside of only a sexual relationship, it's going to be that, right? So it takes both of us.
And they always get crazy right afterwards, man. Like, it's stressing.
We couldn't hear you. Speak up.
He said we get crazy after. Like they don't get possessive after.
Oh, really? And men don't?
Does this mean get together now?
Next video.
Next. They at your door, at your window, throwing rocks. Get out of here.
Because you got a little hit.
Men don't
Come
care
on
about
now.
your money. It's like nothing to them. Do you not care?
It's not a major deal. I could happily date a girl that works at McDonald's.
Do you think women like men that are opening up to them emotionally?
I think so, yeah. Because you get to know the real person when they open up in terms of partner.
I don't think so. There's studies that show that like women like their husbands less when they open up or cry to them. We don't realize we're doing it, but we start to psychoanalyze men and it pisses them off. So like they'll say, oh, this happened in my childhood or whatever. They'll open up to us. And then we'll be like, every time we're in an argument, well, it's because of his childhood. And it's like throwing it in their face. But I genuinely think that telling men to like open up to women is bad advice overall. I look at a guy, I want him to be my rock.
Yeah.
I don't want a guy that's more emotional than me.
A lot of women do get turned off by that kind of stuff.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
That's why it is always better to open up with your boys. So I always tell men not to open up about your girl.
Men don't care about
This is the most toxic, off-point, off-center show comments, and that's leading the charge why everything's so off right now. That whole thing was ridiculous.
Yep.
So, what do you think?
Well, I there's some truth to it, Vaughn, where it sometimes, but that's the immature us, because we both do it, where someone may share something and in that argument you use it, right? We shouldn't, but it does happen, and then that makes people shut down. But that is a relationship that is, again, that's why sometimes you need some therapy. We need therapy to heal, right? We have so much trauma that we're carrying around. We need, yes, it's definitely, we need some therapy to get out some of these things that we have, some of these ways we have, some of the things that we're conditioned to think that are okay. So it happens. And I know Ruth talks about it all the time, being in a relationship since she was 5 and being married since she was 7. She went through a lot of stages with her husband where they had to learn each other and relearn each other and then relearn each other again.
And still relearning.
Right.
So
yes. And being allowed to share those childhood traumas, triggers, and like you're saying, being sensitive to not bringing it back up in an argument and making somebody feel less than because of it, because they shared it.
You pissing in the bed, you still pissing in the bed.
Right. You should be done with that by now.
Right.
It's because how you was raised.
That's toxic. Yeah.
I had 2 women, 2 that right behind each other. So one like till this day, she'll call me the cardboard man. She was like, you have absolutely no emotions. You show no emotions. And another one was like, you are so sensitive. And I was like, wow, it's the same guy, you know what I'm saying? But showing yourself vulnerable or being honest, like one I talked to, that one said I'm sensitive. The one that I'm like, all right, what's the problem? Okay, the one I didn't expose nothing to, call me a cardboard man. I will say I've gotten wounded exposing myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And most men will tell you talking to that significant other don't necessarily work in their favor the majority of the time.
I'm gonna disagree. Because I love to converse. So talking.
We haven't noticed.
Yeah, women are disrespectful. See the disrespect that.
See, you went to open up. You went to open up.
Right, John? You were vulnerable. Yep.
Smacked in the face. Vulnerability. But I don't let that stop me.
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger.
No, what I'm saying, I think that for me, I've learned to talk, and then if the other person can't receive it or it becomes toxic, then you know to get away from that. Right. So because I want to create a culture in my relationship that we can converse about whatever. And the only way to create that culture is to do it. And if I show it, then she can now also feel comfortable enough to open up and we can converse about things. If we can't, for me, then that's not going to work. I have to be able to talk about whatever I'm feeling and not feel like I'm being judged or shut down or discarded or made to feel like, oh, you're soft for talking. I'm soft and gone.
Did you establish that early too?
I did.
Okay, and you know what? That much I think where it go, and then making sure that you got the right type of person that you could talk to. Because if you start showing that early, they know if they could deal with it or not.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Right. I wasn't always that way. That's something I learned to do too. Because in the beginning, I did. You go into that like I'm going to hold back. I don't want to be looked at as soft. I don't want her to feel a certain way.
Yeah, I'm a R&B dude, man. So I was always
yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Right.
I don't understand why you doing me like this.
Right. And again, we have. I think as a man, a true man can express his feelings. Right. A true man can express himself in a way that makes sense. Emotionally intelligent. Being able to talk about what they need and what they want. And we don't come out the womb that way. It's something we learn over time. Hopefully we learn over time, right? Because there's not a lot of good places to get this information from. So hopefully men can see this. And go ahead, Ruth, because I see you going over there going crazy.
I just want to add to that point that women have to create that safe space for what you're talking about. We really have to make them know it's okay and it's not a turnoff.
I would say, no, I'm going to create that space, meaning I'm going to lead this way. And if she doesn't acquiesce or accept it, then like I said, I know now to get away from that.
True. But for some
because
women,
I'm not going to wait. I don't wait for a woman to do anything.
Well, I'm saying for her not to make you feel like it's a turn off. If you're crying in front of her about something that's major, she shouldn't be turned off by that.
So fellas, I'm telling you right now, don't be turned off because of their reaction, because that's on them. That's what we got to understand. What you do is on you. So if you don't make a safe space, like I said, now I made a space in my heart that you're no longer in. Okay, I made a space for somebody else.
But see, that's that.
You're not
that's
the one.
That Iron Man. But see, that's that Iron Man mentality.
You're not listening.
But see, exactly what I'm talking about. Because when you see that and that immediate hit, you automatically go, that looked like I've been shot before. That looks like one of those. And you getting up out of there.
Oh, I agree with that.
Maintain what does.
Well, that's what we said earlier. And as far as relating, you got to be able to relate to each other. And that's why I asked him, does he establish that early? Do you give that space, like to say, hey, look, I'm this type of dude. And,
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. You've never. The most gangsterous dude, the toughest men that you know, cry to their women. The toughest dude that you know, like when you really know, like a really dangerous man. Now I'll say that a dangerous man. If you know a dangerous man, the softest part about him is his woman. She holds every secret to him. She holds everything about him, but even though he won't express that. I get what you saying, Daryl, and this is where I might have to disagree. She has to give him a open space to create that space. She has to give him a like, okay, it's cool for you to do that, because even if you create that space or you cry, you look like you're gonna break down in front of her, she got to know that if she comes to you, when you put that wall back up, it's not going to be a defense against her. You know what I'm saying? Like. It's relating. She has to, for me, I have to see that space is there in her heart for me to be able to explore myself.
And over time, I think as different conversations come up, different things happen in a relationship, we'll see what happens. It's not all one day, right? This is
Right.
relationship. And from the first time we meet, the discussion we have, how open it is, how the first time we meet, the conversation, we see how it flows. If it's kind of guarded, I'm like, I might try a couple more times, but I'm not here to pull teeth at this point in life, right? That's not what's going to happen for me, because I'm going to converse with you. I'm going to talk to you. I'm going. The meeting, the representative days are over for me, right? So I'm just coming out. I'm trying to be who I am from the beginning. So if you don't like it, we can move on right now. Right?
Yeah,
we can move on after this couple.
Have no more games.
Right,
right.
I've done that too much, and it hasn't yielded any positive results. You know, so I know if I keep falling in this hole, it's me. I can't keep blaming. Man, this ain't no good women out there. These women is bullshit. It's pee in the dating pool. No, it might be you.
Yeah,
You
it
might
might be
be
you.
the pee.
It might be you.
Right. So we might have changed our mode of how we operate or how we speak to people, whatever the case may be. We all can't be like Leanne.
No, Leanne's indestructible.
Yeah. She built different.
Yeah.
Super unpopular opinion. But if I could share my food that I need to survive, my sustenance, why wouldn't I also be able to share my husband that she might need to survive, to sustain not only her life, but her kid's life? I mean, is that not the ultimate form of love? Super unpopular opinion.
Wow. Okay. Leanne, you first.
No.
I know you don't have a hot take on this. Leanne, what do you think about what she said?
It's the dumbest thing I ever heard.
I mean, anything on the internet.
I'm gonna share my husband with somebody random or somebody else just because you think she
Sister
needs
wife.
it. Get out of here.
Sister wife,
We can help what you need, but you're not just gonna go ahead and take my whole husband.
But she need that
She
too.
need him.
Nah.
You guys already said. You already said it doesn't matter how many times somebody put their hand in the cup. It's okay.
It's okay.
I never said that.
I never said that.
We never
Don't
said
ever
that.
say I said that.
Play the tape
Nobody
back.
said that.
Ruth fixed the glasses.
Ruth ain't say that.
Hold
He
on.
just making all kinds of lies now.
because
Wait a minute.
You passing the
whoever
cup
dip
around.
their
It's okay.
hand- listen, dipping your hand in the water, your hand is now stained, and the water is nasty too. If you want to go there,
It's not. We can,
Why
wipe,
can't
we can wipe the hand off.
Share the love.
Every man like
Why
that.
can't
Sorry.
you just share the love
Nope.
and community?
He ain't mowing your lawn. He ain't fixing your plumbing. Nothing.
And for me, it's like
Bruce,
you.
that's not true. You let Roger go help people.
I ain't let Roger do nothing.
You said at like you let him dance.
Roger
with
is tied
people.
up on the
I
couch
said he
right
just
now.
is. He is actually down.
He has his work wife that he don't work anymore, and he still hang out with her. What are we talking about here, Ruth?
I no, but he's not going over to a woman's house and fixing anything. That's what I'm saying.
He go meet his work wife, right?
I go no. His work wife used to work with him. They used to work together.
Right. So they still hang out, right? They're still cool.
They do group luncheons, Daryl. Why you always making it something, man?
I didn't. I said you allowed him to do like you're
But
not
that's
so.
not one-on-one. Of course, he can do things with his friends.
Wait a minute. I thought you said you go out with your friends
I do.
1-on-1.
I do.
But he can't. It's what works for.
He
Yo,
can if he
did you hear what
chooses
you said?
to. If he
Huh?
chooses to. He doesn't choose to.
I'm sure he don't. He probably ain't going through that. Shit.
Right.
Nigga, I'm
Thank
going
you.
home.
Same thing I said. He knows if he does it, what's gonna happen. He got here
Nothing.
to beatboxing. Oh, just shooting her.
What?
How we go from fixing going to her house to this?
Because Leanne, man,
I was just saying that you're not.
crazy.
You're not
That's
hung
a
up on that.
public
You get a trip
gathering. How do
if
we
you
go
don't help
from
somebody.
that to going to her house to fix things? How we do
If he
that?
can go get lunch, he can't fix his faucet,
No faucet fixing. He ain't no plumber.
but he can go have lunch at
You
the
can
house.
go have lunch, not at her house. I said, at a restaurant.
gotcha.
We have rules and boundaries here.
Okay. Hey, listen. The rules is I don't have a work wife. Leanne, your work husband. I mean, your husband's work wife. Can he go to her house?
I'm sorry, what?
Exactly. He ain't got no work wife, right, Leanne?
He absolutely does not. He has me, the wife,
That's
all
it.
the
Leanne, you
wives.
ain't got
I'm
no
all
man.
of the wives.
She ain't got no man, though. You said you were single.
Yeah, but if I
Leanne
had
has
a man,
standards.
if I had the man, then I
Right.
would be all of the
Oh,
wives. I would be all of the
Are you
everything.
you manifest right now? You manifesting right now.
I'm manifesting right now. You know,
Go ahead,
Well,
Lee. Go
Leah's
ahead,
gonna have a
Lee.
baby
Go
this
ahead,
year.
Lee.
We did talk about this. She missed it. Yeah, she's gonna have a baby this year. So
I'm not having the baby this year. I'm never
He ain't
having
gonna
a
have
baby.
a choice in the. He is
Right.
not gonna have a choice in it. We having the baby.
it's having.
Not
You're
this year,
having
too.
a baby. But no, so I don't understand her logic. I don't know how she got there. I don't know. She even said that like it made sense. She said
Wait,
it with
she Muslim?
conviction. I don't know what she
Muslim,
is. She's more
I think she's
crazy.
Muslim.
Oh, she
If
may
she's
have been,
Muslim,
Vaughn. Yeah.
it's different.
No.
Yeah.
She may have been. Mhm.
Right,
And
right,
then related to sharing food. What? First of
right.
all,
She
you
related,
pushing it.
right.
First of all, you pushing it. Who's sharing food? That's the first thing.
Period, right? Period.
Okay,
Talk to
if
him.
we're going out,
See?
he eat his food, I eat my food. You know why we need food? We need food to sustain our life. What do
Right.
what do sharing my husband got to do with anything of sustaining life? No.
Right. She was absolutely. Well, I can't. Well, again, I don't know if it's a culture thing, like or a religious thing, but to me, it didn't sound like you said. Well, they may need food. She may need my husband. You may need a mental health check because I don't understand. Like I said, well, this is me, and again, it's me, and I don't know about her, but I think if I would ever share my woman, I don't like her. I couldn't like her.
If I would ever share she's not mine.
Right.
She
I
is
couldn't
not
like you.
mine.
If a man is ever okay with sharing you, he does not like you. He can't.
Yeah.
Because by nature, we talk about hunter, but we want to be the only one here. This is mine. Possessive.
Yep.
Right? This is mine. I'm gonna pee on it. Because it's mine.
Yep. I was about to say literally.
No, R. Kelly.
Outside this area right here. This is me.
Right there. No, really. So it'd be very interesting to see.
Yep.
I don't understand. Does she now for women, do you feel the same? Like if you were to share your husband, do you feel like you couldn't like him? I don't know if women have the same type of feeling.
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
Absolutely. I'm not sharing.
You don't want to share your man.
My man. He's
Right.
my man. Nobody else's.
My girl. That's because it's mine. It's not like our girl. That's not the song.
Yeah, like when I eat my food, I eat my food. You know?
Yes, ain't letting that go.
No.
Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah, that was a bad analogy.
It was. The whole thing was off. The whole thing. Off.
Oh my God.
This is the last one.
There's women out there that will walk away from a good man talking about, oh, he wanted to go half on rent. He wanted to go half on. Like, you know how fatuous and inane that is to say he wanted to go half? First of all, you are responsible for 100% of your life as an adult. 100% of your problems, 100% of your bills, 100% of your stress. And you mean to tell me you had a man right there like, I'll take half of that from you. And you was like, that ain't good enough. I want you to take it all. I don't want to have no responsibility as an adult. And that is financial abuse. And that is feminine manipulation and abuse. There's women out there.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think?
He's right.
I think the men should speak first.
I'll say it like this.
Right, Lee.
Responsibly, right? If
Right.
I'm going to take you on as a woman, if we go through, I guess, like that Christian ceremony where your father hands you over to me, I'm responsible for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where he's talking, if we needed to do that and to go half on the bills or whatever, my main goal would be to make sure that I get to a place where she can take care of the home if she wanted to, because how are those kids going to turn out if mom is not there? If dad is not there? That's how I am. That's how I feel. If we need it and you have to work, cool. But if I can get to a place where you don't have to be, you my everything. I don't want no man telling you what to do. If you want to start your own business, that's cool. But if I can get you out of that, I'm going to go do that.
So that's interesting because
Wow.
I kind of agree with him.
Nah, Leanne, keep that over there.
Yeah.
The same
Wow.
energy.
I still have the same energy. I just said, wow.
I'm still on the same type of time that you do it works for your relationship because if she wants to work,
let her.
Cool.
Yeah, go.
I'm not going to tell her not to, right?
Right.
Or if we can amass a bigger fortune together, then we're going to do that as well, right? But like I said, if definitely if I'm independent, wealthy, because again, it takes a lot to raise children. It takes a lot to run a house. It's a lot. So medium income is like 50,000. So 50,000 is not taking care of wife and one child.
That's taking care
of you by yourself, right?
Right.
It's not. So today, 2-income homes are something that are more prevalent than not. Ideally, if I could take care of everything, I would. Right. But I'm gonna do the best for my family because I don't want you don't want anybody work to the point of exhaustion. Because then that's not good for the family either. You don't want anybody because I believe that the man should be home just as much as the woman because the kids need to see both. They need to be both there. If he's working all day long, then they're missing a vital part of a relationship with that man. So we can't have that. We can't neglect the bond that man should have with those kids, meaning he should be doing the same thing that woman is doing, changing them, feeding them. He should be able to step in and do whatever she's doing, and the kids should never miss a beat. So that relationship is more important than money or anything else because that bond and what they're seeing will grow those kids better than that man providing something monetary and the woman just running the house.
True indeed.
Okay.
True indeed. Because your kids, they will remember that.
Absolutely.
There.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Leanne, what do you think?
About what you said or about what the video was about?
Let's go with the video. What do you feel about the video? Because I heard you say something in the beginning. We kind of cut you off.
He was cool until he got to the it's abuse part.
But can you understand how it could be looked at that way? Because again, he looked younger, so his probably ideologies of relationships aren't what we saw where back in the day where men were working.
I said no.
There she is. There she is.
Can't be going on about Leanne. She can't hear anything else. Gotcha. I kind of understand where he's coming from a little bit and feeling like someone is owed something. I think people feel like nobody is owed anything. And he laid it out well where we are responsible for each other. And then we come together. If I'm taking half it out of your plate, you should be.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, man.
In American culture, right? Our culture is the only one that really speak like that. And really us in particularly.
Absolutely.
Where the woman is looked at to give 50% into that relationship financially. And I think that is an issue that I don't think that's 100% correct. It shouldn't really be like that unless it has to be like that, or y'all choose for it to be that way. I don't think that's right in a sense. I have daughters. You have your daughter, and you're going to give her to a man. You look at that man, and you go, you better do right. Like, what are you going to do?
What you're talking about, me giving my daughter.
He's not giving her to anybody. Yeah.
Listen. And I agree.
Right. I don't know what.
And I agree. So I'm just using the analogy, right? So if a man is supposed to take responsibility ahead of that household, whatever agreement they come to. But I don't think she should be lazy. I don't think she should be a weight. I don't think that she should be a draw on him. She should add to him.
Right.
And the fact that when she comes into your life because of who she is, if she does not have to have that stress, if there's an option for her to be out of it and to do something else, whether it be at the home or have her own business or something like that, I think that should. I don't feel like she should be given 50% of the nest of the house. You bring the sticks, let her make it work.
So again, that old ideology doesn't work as much today, and statistics are showing because
it don't work here.
Yeah.
Right, because everything's so expensive, right? Again, if the median income, there's not a livable wage, which is promoting people having to have dual income homes. Like I said, if the median income for men is 50,000, women, I think it's like 42,000, something like that. That's not enough to run a household by individually, anyone. So sometimes you need but you need to have both incomes to make this household even work, right? And it's tough. Like
ideally,
he's home, child care, and things of that nature will be those things will be taken care of. But homes today alone are 300,000-400,000 off rip, right? So it's very difficult. Right. So now, if you move somewhere else, it's different. But if you want to live in a decent neighborhood where your kids don't have to worry about ducking bullets, then now you're going to have to both work most likely to pay for these homes, right? You're paying for safety. You're paying for schools now. You want to be in a blue ribbon district. I want the best district for my kid, or I'm going to put them in private school, right? These things are very expensive. It's very difficult to do that with one. It's actually impossible for most. Right, for most,
it's hard.
It's very difficult. So
if you
both people don't have, and you have to find a way to do it, and that's where we're at. That's here. That's how things are, and it's tough. But we have to start looking at relationships to what is reality and not what we want. What would it used to be? Because if we keep doing that, we're going to continue to be adversarial. We need to come together to do the best thing for our family to make it work. Right, that's what we need to do. And stop worrying about who does what, when, why, where, because it's our home, and whatever I contribute is for you, for us. Whatever you contribute is for us. It's not, it shouldn't be a I or you mentality. It should be, well, what's the best thing for us? How can we make this work?
Right.
Yes, for us.
Right. That teamwork.
That's what I'm seeing as opposed to just the inflation and things of that nature. So it's tough. But hey man, it was a great conversation. Oh, go ahead, Neil. I hear you.
No. What you said is right. It depends on the household. When we started out, there was no money from either side, so we had to build those careers and all that business. And yes, my husband was more than willing to take on 2-3 jobs to let me, like Vaughn's saying, if I wanted to stay home, raise the kids, whatever. But I also had my career that I wanted to build. So, like you were saying, if she wants to work and help out in that way, she should work, right? And as being in education, we made that decision to bring the kids to private school for me to teach at that same private school to get that benefit. So there were ways to work this thing out.
Right. You made it work.
So I'm building a career and I'm saving the money for the kids.
Right.
Instead of being in, for me getting a higher salary in a public situation. So there are ways as a team.
And I think what's important, when what you did was you took something off his plate, because working 3 jobs, would he have done it? Absolutely. But now he does not. He's not there for his children.
Well, for the part that you said, for the kids to see him too.
He's missing all these things. And now the kids grow up not having a dad, but not having a man in their life, not having a father, right? You have a dad, he's providing, he teaches you to provide and take care of the household. But those things those manly things that he provides, he may not be able to do because he's tired. He's always working. And that could be a problem. Like I said, the bond is more important than working sometimes. I mean, if you have to do it, you have to do it. And I'm not saying anybody, but if you can, like I said, even if you can take it and have her home, do it if you can. I'm just saying, but we have to be realistic in the times and days we live in and say this may not be possible, right? Unless you find somebody independently wealthy, you may have to kick in. And I think you should want to kick in and do the best for your family, whatever that is, whatever it is. So, so let's wrap this up. It's definitely good. Let's get into any last words. Jay, what you got? See?
What?
Get ready. The ball comes on you.
You got caught off guard.
Last words, like just anything?
Yes. What are you taking today? What do you want to say?
I would like to say that before you try to fill anyone else's cup, make sure that yours is filled first.
True.
The answer is correct. Hey, Vaughn, what you got, man?
None. I'm glad y'all had me on the show. Let me know if you need me back.
Oh yeah. No, hey, you can come back, man. We like the energy, and tag team. Now I got a partner for these women, boy. We had them on the road. They couldn't handle it.
All right, Leanne got quiet. She pulled out the dictionary, jumped on Google. She started doing all kind of stuff.
Wasn't quiet. Sometimes you just gotta choose your battles. That's it.
And sometimes you get hit.
Sometimes we hit back even harder.
Wow.
Try it again.
Toxic masculinity.
I like y'all, man. Y'all dope.
Hey, what you got, Neil?
I say it every week. Define your relationship within your confines between you and your person. And, you know, some of the societal crap, you know, let it go in and out and do what works for you. I'm living testimony that it can work if you two define it. You know, yes, Roger is locked up in the basement doing laundry.
Right.
No, but
and he happy.
Whatever makes you happy, whatever floats that relationship boat, do it.
I agree. Lee Little, what you got for us? Here we go, guys.
Get ready.
Not the Lee Little.
Just you know, think about yourself first. That's always going to be the best thing for you.
Oh God.
Never give up, never surrender, ladies. You know, don't do no obeying. Get out of here with that. Don't share your husband.
Who didn't hug you? What is wrong?
She needs a hug. She does.
I hug myself.
That hurts.
I hug you, Lee. I hug you.
Jazz, go give her a hug, please.
She's gonna push me away, but I'll try.
Try.
Oh my God.
You try to give Leanne a hug and she's gonna be like,
you got the full
No.
You have to put her in the full Nelson, man. Come here, girl. Now let me talk to you.
Leanne is definitely a Sour Patch Kid. She's sour and sweet on the inside. You'll learn. That's my gummy bear over there. Hey, gummy bear. You good?
You know what? We're not doing this.
Oh no, that's the name now.
That's
it's too late.
Yeah.
Gummy bear.
Yeah, she definitely is a softie. She has that hard exterior, but she's really soft and sweet on the inside. That's Leanne. Hey, as always, I will echo Neil. Find a relationship that works for you. Do what makes your relationship happy. Stop trying to live in other people's shadows because those shoes may not fit you, right? So you're doing something that's not comfortable for you. It's not going to work well. Continue to talk to each other and build. And don't listen to Leanne.
I get the best advice ever, y'all.
She's not. But hey, we want to thank everybody for joining us today. Thanks for the comments. Please like, subscribe, share our Nothing But Answers YouTube channel. Please, we're trying to get an algorithm, get in the algorithm, get it up, get people to start coming. Neil, what is so funny?
I'm over there looking at Jazz. She's doing a peace out.
You know what I mean? You're a little early, so you just hold it a little bit, but bring it down.
Yeah, because he got more talking to do.
You know he got to talk another minute.
I do that to Leanne when she's talking to nonsense. Okay. Also, please keep inviting people to our Nothing But Answers Facebook page. It's growing. We do have some things coming up. We're gonna have a meet and greet sometime this month, so we're gonna plan that. If anybody has any comments or anything we want to do. If anybody wants to have anything that they would like us to discuss, please write us. Anybody on there, just write us, let us know. We would try to discuss it. But other than that, we thank everybody. Everybody have a good night. Leanne, hit the button.
Bye.
Don't look off yet.